Empire presents the Word on the Beat talk show hosted by Jen K. Get ready for another fantastic episode at wordonthebeat.net.
Word on the Beat, here with our second episode of season 2. I'm really excited for my guest today. He is one that you guys know and love from the town. He is an artist, a studio owner, an engineer, videographer. He owns nonprofits. So we're just going to get right into this. Please help me welcome Mac Dris.
How y'all doing out there? Good Mac.
Thanks for being here today. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm great.
It's been a while since I've seen you, except I did get to see you Thursday perform at Bo Blast on 10 event. I just want to show that video real quick because you are one of my favorite performers.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, you got it.
We got it.
Nice. I like everybody's paying attention to that. I love the energy. That's dope. I kind of navigated. Okay, so like right here, I was kind of out of breath because I'm not in the shape I used to be in. So I didn't really work out for this show. It was kind of like a pop-up show, but it was last minute. I was kind of still in pocket. The people though, that was a nice time. I love the people. I shout out to Bo Blast for having that. That's stuff that we need to have more and more. And I love to see you there. You know, that was great. It
was a great event, and you always bring the energy to the stage. I know you said that you were trying to catch your breath, but it didn't look like it.
You can't notice it, but I know when when you're doing your thing, you know when you're at your high, at your all-time high, when you're really able to do your thing, and then when you're like, okay, I need to get in the gym, or I'm barely, Right. But I did practice. That's one thing I do. I practice before every show. I make sure I know my words. I make sure I engage with the crowd. I make sure I jump, have fun, and just show people that I love myself and I love my music. And that energy just kind of like shifts over to them. And then next thing you know, they're having fun, more fun at times than me.
Right. So how long have you been making music?
I would say making it, I always toyed around with it. It's my whole life, damn near. I always kind of toyed around with it. I never really, when I started making songs, when I got my first studio, I was like, what was it? Probably like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And then serious music, like really going hard, I would say it was like 2 years after that. So that 12 years, then when I hit that year 10, it was just like, I'm talking like I'm LeBron. Huh? I am LeBron. When I hit that year 10, it was just like that motivation. I went through some stuff though, like there was stuff that pushed me to that. Like I was in a couple car accidents. That type of stuff would just kind of wake you up. And then once I hit that push though, I was just hitting that button and just pushing all the time. And everybody was getting behind me and just supporting what I had going. And all over the place, not just here. That's what was good. It was like I started to get a fan base all over the world. And that's when I knew I had something special, and it just kind of like elevated me from there. So seriously, I would say like a good 10 to 8 when I really started taking it real serious. It gets seriouser every year. So I always, when people ask me that, I'm like, dang, I feel like I started all over. Because now I'm writing for people, I'm doing jingles for shows and movies and video games. I'm doing all kind of other stuff in the music industry that makes money also.
Okay. I believe I met you when I was writing for Digital Dope Boys.
Yeah.
When Frankie Hustle was doing those pop-up events off A Street or whatever. The one thing I noticed right away about you, not only was your energy with your performing, but your versatility in your music. You don't always sound the same at all, which is so great. How did that come about? Where do you get your style?
I love that question because It's so dope. I love that question. One of my favorite artists is Bob Marley. Growing up, I listened to a lot of Bob Marley. So I noticed that music repeats itself. There's a history in it. Bob Marley, that sound, I heard it again when Young Thug with Future. When I started listening to a lot of Future and it was like I was doing that music too, but they didn't know me, I didn't know them. They was doing that same type of music because I was engineering. I was trying to figure out like, how do I create a sound that's not out? So I was messing with auto-tune, I was messing with all these different plugins, and I was creating sound and not focusing on rap and, bars. I was more like, music's a sound. You can close your eyes and just listen to it. It's a sound. So I was focusing on sound a lot back when I first started, and I was like, I listened to Bob Marley all the way through. I listened to Michael Jackson all the way through, and not just listening, but these are platinum recording artists, but listening to the way they made the song, how it sounds like, how they set it up, how they composed it, what plugins they used, all that stuff. So did it with Lil Wayne, then I did it with Future a little bit, and I was noticing he's doing the same thing I'm doing, and he doesn't even know me. And then it kind of just, I looked back, and I was like, he sounds like Bob Marley. When you really look at it, it's like a newer version of it. That same whoa, 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 whoa. It's the same as the no woman, no. It has
never
that
thought of
same
that.
type of depth.
Okay.
So, and I'm big on sounds, so then I started to look at other people, and then all of a sudden Young Thug comes out with the That right there was new to everybody's ear because of the frequency. That sound frequency we never heard in our ears. So everybody, at first we were like, I don't like it. And then it's just like, I love it. Because our ears got used to it and it's actually new. At first it was shocking, but then once we get used to it, it's new. So when I'm doing my music, I'm always like, I don't write. So I don't have time to pencil nothing down. I'm just going off emotion.
Okay.
A lot of the times it's like, how am I feeling emotionally? I might want to sing the hook and do a little melodic Young Thug, Bob Marley type of Future type of vibe. And I might want to rap on the verse, and give it some the baby or some 2 Chainz or something. I don't know. Like, it depends on how the beat makes me feel. So I always just put the beat on. How does it make me feel in the moment? And I make that sound. Either I'm gonna mumble something like ooh, ooh, and then put words to it later, or I'm gonna just go off my emotion and just say something right on the spot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I make sure that each bar is not the same. I'm not just doing the same type of feeling throughout the song. I noticed when I'm doing my music earlier in my music, everything is the same. Once I started changing that, I gave myself a different sound. I gave myself a category, a bracket. Gave myself a character. I gave myself Mac Dris. Like, it was like I was able to just, so then now I can hop on a pop song, I can hop on a rock record, I can hop on any kind. I can get down with the rappers, I can get down with the singers, and it's no different. So that's where I see myself making music and not just rapping.
Okay.
So I focus more on the music side, the melodic side, the sound side.
And that's the engineer in you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's another thing that sets you apart when an artist is also an engineer. He's got a completely different process and sound. You can hear everything that an artist might not necessarily.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I engineer a lot of people, and some of the times it's just the same thing over and over. And
right.
over. Every song is the same. I want to do a pop record here, and then I want to do an R&B record there, and then I want to rap. When I do my sessions, I do about 5 songs, and none of them sound the same, and I'll do them in a couple hours, and it's just like I don't want to do the same song twice.
Right.
So it's like I have to. I'm all over the place with it, and that's where that sound comes from, of not staying the same on a song, always doing something different, and writing for people and being an engineer. You kind of get an ear for that, to not repeat it. Don't repeat the word, don't repeat the sound. Move on to something better,
That's interesting. I love that. Now, you are also a videographer.
Yeah.
Do you still kind of shoot videos, or is it just your videos?
Yeah, so I'm big on do it for yourself.
Right.
If somebody else is not gonna get it done in the time span you need it to be done, you can't blame that person. That's on you. You don't have the equipment and stuff to succeed. Go get it yourself so you can help yourself. And you won't have to deal with that person. So a lot of the times with the videographers, it might take a long time. And I'm like, I need that this day
Yeah.
or that day. So now I have more control. And I noticed that it was the same as audio engineering. The video is the same thing. Just matching it up, matching the words up, and just kind of like creating your sound or creating your visual. And it was easy, so I was just like, let me try it. Buy some video cameras, just like I bought my studio equipment. And I just started studying it. Went to YouTube University. Check
Yeah,
that out. YouTube
yeah.
University is big. You have to
Right?
do it. You have to. So I did that, and I started figuring it out. Bought a whole bunch of plugins, bought the best cameras, bought the best lenses, and just started going at it. And then once a couple people saw that, okay, your videos is kind of dope. Hey, how much? And now I'm in business. So, but as of right now, I'm like, I still have to kind of coordinate that right to where, because I have a lot of videos I shot for a lot of artists, but I don't want to tell a lot of people like I'm shooting those videos, you know, because I don't want a lot of the clientele to come in fast. And I still need videos that I have to do for myself that I have mixed. I have 9 videos on my timeline for myself.
Oh, wow.
So I got to get those done. I'm
Yeah.
like on 7. So I'm almost done. I got 2 more to go. Once I get it all done, I'm gonna package everything together and start releasing. But
Okay.
until then, I'm like, let me do me first, and then I'll get to the other artists.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when you do release, you know who you need to contact
I
for
got
those
you.
write-ups, because we do still have the blog.
Okay, I got
All
you.
right.
I got you.
Now, you had a studio
Mm-hmm.
by the BNI, but now you don't.
Yeah.
So where's your studio now?
Okay, so the studio I had by the BNI, it was a mixture of like maybe like 6 or 7 of us, and we just kind of came together. And upstairs was 4 studios, 4 different recording studios. Downstairs was videography and podcasts. So we had a podcast room, we had a photo studio, and I got the idea from traveling, just doing music. I've traveled to LA. That's one of my favorite spots for what they call peer spaces. And peer spaces are just spaces where you can rent out, and they'll have like video sets in there for you. They'll have backdrops and settings for you to shoot your videos in. And I didn't see one here. And I would go to these places. I'll go to California. I'm going all over the place, and they have them, and I'm recording all my videos in them. And everybody's like, "Dang, your stuff's looking dope. What are you doing?" I'm just, instead of going in the streets and just rapping,
Yeah.
I'm renting cars. I'm getting prop money. I'm getting women and paying the model. I'm getting real model agencies. So the models that are in my videos look exactly like, you know, or they are the ones in the superstars videos, because there shouldn't be a difference, you know. And I'm doing all the extra stuff. So I was like, I have to have that feeling here when I'm home. So I built the backdrops, and I got 16 backdrops.
Oh, wow.
And they're front and back, and they're dope. I got all kind of different kinds. I got the Missy Elliott wall, I got a money wall, I got a newspaper wall, I got a album cover wall, I got a yellow tape wall. So it just all brings vibrancy to photography, videography, anything you're doing.
Right.
But I moved that to 12th Street. So that's on 12th Street right now.
Okay.
We shut down the BNI one. It just got a little bit too expensive, so we all just like, this is just not worth it. So I'm on 12th Street, and my partner that does podcasts, the podcast with me, Carrie Williams, K-Dub, New Level TV. We have an app also, just like Netflix. It's super
Okay.
dope. And we put our content on there, but he's down by McMenamins, downtown Tacoma. So we're in 2 different locations doing the same thing, still moving. And I have a home studio that I record in, and I record all my artists out of. But I'm looking at expanding that, because it's getting, you know,
Yeah.
the word of mouth is like, hey, he got the studio back open and everybody coming. And it's just like a lot of people coming. I need time to do my music, so
Right.
we're gonna expand that.
And how do you manage balancing your everything else that you do along with your personal music?
I take a lot of time off. People will tell you, artists will tell you, sometimes I don't be answering. Sometimes I'm just disappear. It's
Yeah.
like I get a session and nope. I get a session, I'm booked, and it'll be a moment. But I like to do my stuff at night. So I'll go in there from 10 to like 6 in the morning when everybody sleep, when all the
Right.
artists did their songs and they leave. I'll go in there and just go crazy, and do about 5 to 10 songs. So, and
Okay.
then when I'm my downtime, like when I wake up in the morning, I'm always like doing videos or, trying to figure out different stuff with the music. So I find a little bit of time here and there, but I do need more time.
Yeah.
Usually it happens when I take trips. When I take my trips, it's all about me.
Yes, and you are a world-class traveler.
Yeah.
Let me find this picture of you in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Now
I love
you
it.
shot
I miss them people. I miss those.
you shot your video Underlay
Yeah.
in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a great track. I loved that one.
Yeah, I appreciate
How was this experience for you?
it. I would have to just bring you there. And
Yeah.
you had to be in my skin. Like, it was, look at us.
I mean,
we're so happy.
Right, it looks amazing.
Everybody there was happy. I gave them a lens. These are kids from, because I have a nonprofit, so I also met some kids from the schools, and they had cameras. They interviewed me
Okay.
as an artist there's a apartment complex. Oh, okay. There's an apartment complex that when Kobe died, they did a mural there. There's some artists that live in that complex, and there's a famous rapper there that lives in that complex also.
Okay.
But I was going to meet him, but he wasn't there. So I just did the interview with the young kids from the local high school. And then they kind of like escorted me in, because it's like, that was the hood. We were lucky to get in there. But just
Okay.
being, I got a lot of love there, so they just loved who I was. So they was just like, okay, it kind of came easy. It was weird. It was like God just made it happen. The lady met us at the front, was like, hey, welcome. And she kind of gave us a tour, which was the manager of the whole complex. She gave us a tour, brought us up to the top. They had the Kobe mural on 2 different courts. Up top was like LeBron's jersey and Kobe jersey, just a whole bunch of stuff that I like. So I said,
Right.
I want to film up here. And she just was like, you want to? You can.
Nice.
And we did it. And it was like, that was all she wrote. It was history. And it was fun. And they let me do it. I brought out my Filipino money, my pesos, and was throwing it. And they was like, they kind of gave me my space instead of harassing me and stuff.
Right.
So they kind of watched out for me, made sure nobody came on the roof and talked to me. And I went through the apartment complex, and I kind of just like dapped everybody up, introduced myself, just followed everybody on Instagram. They all have phones. These people they have less money than us, but they have a spirit that we don't have. That happiness, that careless. They don't care. They don't have a worry in the world. But they have nothing. So for me to see that, I was like, man, I love you guys.
Right.
I gotta get down with these people. So I try to give back as much as possible when I do go places. So like this is a dope picture for me, because it was a
Yeah.
dope moment.
Tell us about your other travels, because you've been all over the place.
So I just did Costa Rica.
Okay.
I love Costa Rica. Costa Rica is big on music, and I went there kind of like to shoot some of my videos there's a project that I was working on. The show Euphoria had emailed me and my producer, and was just basically saying that they need melodic Afrobeat type of music for the show. So they was just like, do whatever, X amount of songs, just send it in by this date.
Okay.
We did them. We missed the date. So we missed the date, but we still got the songs. So we're going to still release them. So I had to shoot videos. So I went to Costa Rica to shoot maybe 2 or 3 of the videos. And I wanted to see monkeys. I like monkeys. I like to travel. I'm not just all music. I love monkeys. I like to eat good food. I like nice scenery.
Yeah.
I like to refresh my brain and my mind when I go places. I just like to be on beaches and see nice things and be where I haven't been, touched all parts of the world that I haven't touched. So
Right.
me traveling, that's like me conquering the world,
Right.
because that's what we're here to do, to travel and conquer and spread love. So going there, that's really what that trip was about. And I shot my videos. I ate good vegan food. I held the monkeys. I went on the beaches. I I did everything. I went to a couple shows. They wanted me to do a couple open mics. It was like anytime you want to. Open mics are big out there. They do them everywhere. Everybody's playing live instruments in clubs.
Oh, that's
There's a
so
lot
cool.
of dope artists in Costa Rica. The music vibe is live, but they have a certain, like, I noticed the music is like a boom, cap, cap. Everything's two claps.
Okay.
Even when it's slow, it's two claps. So I kind of was like, okay, I had to learn that so I can learn to tell, my producer needs to learn that too so we can know how to do this type of music. Go to where the culture's at. Don't just try to copy the recipe. Really be a part of it.
Right.
So I went to be a part of that so I could get that feeling of that type of music instead of just putting it out. And now I know artists out there, DJs, all that, and I'm connected.
That's got to be, that's got to be amazing to be able to immerse yourself in other cultures.
Yeah.
I've never been outside the U.S. and I need to.
What?
I need to.
It's the best thing.
I need to
The
so
best.
bad. I
It's the
know.
best.
I got to get my passport first.
Put it this way, you spend $1,000 in Vegas,
Yeah.
you spend $1,000 in the Philippines, you're staying for a month and you're living like a king and you become a hero like that. And spend $1,000 in Vegas and you just go and you're just a person.
Stuck there for like 5 days.
And you're there for like a day and a half and
Yeah.
everything's going, all your money, your account's in negative and you're not even happy.
Right.
But you could go with the same amount of money, you can go to another country and just, and you see, it's just me and a couple other people. I'm not like a lot of people. We were in the projects, and just me and it's just like, how do you do that?
Right.
It's easy. You just got to go be a great person. Everybody's scared somebody's going to take them or rob them or something like. It's not like that in other countries. People are nice. They're beautiful people, and they have love in their heart first. So they're not looking to hate or rob or steal. And if they are, just you know who you are. Stand on your own 2 feet.
Right.
And
that's one thing I've always respected about you. You have you just have like a welcoming, good energy type of vibe. It's easy to just go up to you and say hi, which I appreciate because not a lot of people are like that.
Right.
Like you said, like a lot of people are cautious or they're
Yeah.
standoffish, and if everyone just spread love,
Yeah.
it'd be
You
okay.
got to talk to people because you don't know what the next person does.
Right.
Usually 9 times out of 10 when I speak to someone, they end up being able to help me. But I didn't know unless I said something.
Right.
They end up being a videographer, a photographer, an engineer, a accountant, anything. Because we can
Accountant,
use
yeah.
anything. I
Right.
can use anybody, and that's what relationships is about. You be able to use each other, And if I can use you, you can use me. We got a relationship going. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So let me see. Upcoming music, you kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah. I got 100 in the vault.
I bet you do.
So the 100 got to come out as singles with the videos, with the documentary and stuff coinciding with it. So as I'm releasing these songs, I'm going to be doing videos here and there, and then you're going to see a documentary series of everything that I'm talking to you about. Don't think I didn't have a camera the whole time. So I'm going to take you to these places. I'm going to take you to these trips. I'm going to take you to these shows.
Right.
Like the Arizona shows and stuff. When I do those shows, it's a lot. It's not just rapping on the stage. You get an interview. I'm studio time. I'm doing videos. I'm going to the radio stations. It's all of that in one.
Right.
So people need to see that hard work and that behind the scenes, that we're putting in.
Yeah, I think the behind the scenes is almost the best part for me.
Yeah.
I love seeing the studio time and the shows and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, the release definitely. When I start releasing, which I haven't set a date, but when I start, everybody will know because it'll make enough of a wave. And I'm doing other stuff with it, like different types of merch. Got some jerseys I'm working on. I got a different kind of apparel that's just different. I want to do jerseys. I like jerseys.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna do jerseys, and I'm gonna make sure it's cool and it's not just Mac Dris jerseys. It's gonna be something cool that everybody can relate to.
Okay. Awesome. Now let's talk about your nonprofits.
Ooh, I love them.
Now I wanna show this post that you made. I think it was back in June. and you're kind of calling out. You're calling out Washington
Right.
here.
Right.
Hey, people of Washington, especially Tacoma, can we all start working together for the sake of the community? Too many separate groups out here.
Right. So
The response, I saw the comments
it's a
too,
lot of the
was kind
comments.
of
It was like
crazy. I was like
500 comments.
why are people like saying yeah but no? But I'm like,
Yes, a lot of
it's
yes
not-
and a no. It's like
it's
yes,
just
no,
a yes.
yes, no. It should be a yes. It's like this is all positivity. This is all uplifting us. I feel like us as adults, we gotta put a lot of stuff to the side. A lot of people are like, I can't work with that group. I can't work. When I do business, I don't care what you did to me personally. We have to do this for the sake of the community. Or we have to do this for the sake of the women or the kids. It shouldn't be no, I'm not doing this
Right.
because I don't like that person, but there's 10 of us doing it together for the community, but that one person is making that person not do it. Now, this person's saying the same thing about that person, and then now it's just,
yeah.
and a lot of the stuff we do out here, a lot of people out here, and I was addressing a lot of the nonprofits. A lot of nonprofits, we do the same work, but it's separate and it's scattered.
Yeah, I
And
noticed
it's
that.
all over the place. So it's like you got the same program twice in the same area, and it's like they won't work with each other though. It's like, why not? Why don't we just start planning these things together?
Yeah.
And I said that.
Pool your resources.
Right, with the resources, it's like we all have resources. Some
Right.
of them different, some of them the same. Why not just come together? It has to be more unity. Washington, it's a lot of people want to do dope stuff. Everybody's great. We're artistic people, but we don't want to come together. That's our downfall.
Yeah, I just don't
Our
get
downfall is
it.
doing this. It is simple as just following the leader and just putting your pride aside. Get under something. I'll get under people's projects to help uplift. That's why I do engineering for artists. I don't have to. I can do it for myself.
Yeah.
But I do it to uplift other artists and stuff. I started doing shows in the summer. So a lot of the shows I was seeing, I'm doing these events and people are doing the same events. There was 20 backpack giveaways.
Yeah.
We did 20 backpack giveaways and
In the same county. Is
kids
what's
ain't even
crazy.
using backpacks. Like they don't care about them backpacks. We got to start giving what's needed.
Yeah.
Like what's a necessity? Let's start sitting down at the table and talking about stuff before we do it. Don't just have 20 giveaways that are the same just because kids are going back to school. Yeah, we want to have that, but let's do one together or 2 or 3 together. Just do them quarterly.
School clothes,
School
Man,
shoes, school
right.
clothes. Stop doing just a backpack. Parents has got tips. I got 5 backpacks and 1 kid. He ain't got no shoes, but he got 5 backpacks. That part was crazy to me. So
Yeah.
that's why I made that post. Like, hey, let's start making it make sense more. Stop spreading out the programs. And a lot of stuff in our community as Black people, we'll attach ourselves to stuff and be like, I'm not gonna mess up my money.
Right.
And it's like, no. Look at yourself first. Look in the mirror. Look at that dollar. It's a separation.
Yeah.
You're not even the same as that dollar. Attach yourself to something that you can relate to. You can't relate to that money. It doesn't talk. It doesn't do anything. You could just spin it. You could talk to me. You could, I have a feeling. We're people. That's
Yeah.
more important. So I feel like that too. Like it was just like a lot of separation, a lot of, I'm going to stay over here and not really go this way because, and I'm just like, let's all do it together. Let's all move together.
Right.
Forget all the labels and statistics and the he say, she say. We're not kids. We're not young. We're adults. Be grown. You know what I'm saying?
And we have to teach the next generation. I mean, who's,
Right. You should be able to apologize or say, I can't work with that group. And that group that you can't work with should be able to say, I got to get it right. I have to listen. I got to stop being like that. And I got to be able to work with other people. And whatever it is, it could be money, selfishness, stuff that happened in the back of the day, all of it, put it
Right.
to the side.
Exactly.
Because really it's the community that needs us. And we're behind the scenes doing I don't want to work hard. I'm over here. I'm going to get all the kids to come over here, or I'm going to get all the stuff. And no, it has to be
It's
spread.
weird,
It has
petty.
right. It's too
Doesn't
picky.
make sense.
Right, it doesn't make sense. It's like we're doing this for everyone.
Yeah.
So let's do it for everyone. Let's do it right. Let's just make it look right and make it great and make it feel right,
Now let's talk about Krownless.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
And that's really, I told you before, that's really why you're on the show too. I
Yeah.
mean, you're a dope artist, and season 2 is all about artists with businesses and nonprofits that are doing great things in the community. I honestly didn't even know this was around until last year, I think, maybe a year and a half ago. But you've actually had this nonprofit since 2017, or it was established 2017.
We was running in 2017. Our
Okay.
first event was 2017.
So you have Krownless Kings, Krownless Kids, and then I saw on your website you have Krownless Queens for the
Yep,
females.
We got that for you. We got
Okay.
that for you. So the kids, it's all the kids programs, after school programs, everything art based, youth voiced, so they get to pick what it is they're doing. I'm not just coming and just saying, here, take these pencils and draw today. Or I'm not coming and saying, we're doing music. We have to kind of figure out what people like to teach them what they need to know. You know, you can't teach somebody something they don't want to learn.
Right.
So in education, I looked at that like, I didn't like a lot of stuff because wasn't basketball or music. I didn't like history because I couldn't relate. So I started to think like, how about look into the history of basketball, look into the history of cooking, look into math with cooking, look into science with cooking, because it is in there, but it's an art. Cooking's an art also. Basketball is an art also. Everything we're doing, this podcast, everything, it's an art.
Yeah.
The designing that we're doing, everything, him behind the board, it's all art. These kids, these youth, they want to do this, but where nobody's asking them, nobody's coming with that.
No.
So my thing is ask first before you start to just throw stuff at people. I like to approach you and say, what do you like to do?
Yeah.
That's art. What do you like? What are we doing? We're making clothes. Are we rapping? Are we cooking? What are we doing? Are we playing video games? Let's do it.
So you don't limit it just to music.
No.
it's a
It's
broad range of whatever the
everything you
kids
wanna
want
do that
to
has to
do.
do with
That's
art.
amazing. And I don't think anyone else is doing that out here.
Right. When they do it, it'll be like, bring a whole bunch of different groups to come do it.
Right.
You know, and we're just like one-stop shop. You know,
Right.
you come and with the women, same thing. It's we do a lot of women's events. We haven't done them in a minute. We did like, but it's called the movement that we have for that. It's kind of like, for me, women, they kind of lose themselves when they get in relationships, get married, or have kids.
Yeah.
It's like you get to doing this, you're just washing dishes, you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're going to work. Your thought process is on repeat. Take care of the kids, go get them to school. You start to look at yourself, you don't like yourself because you're not who you was and not where you want to be.
Right.
So, and it just makes everything else worse in your household environment. So I like to look at the whole family, and I see that a lot in single parents and stuff like that. So for the women, it's all about health and empowerment. Being your most healthiest self. Get back to running and jogging every day, or get back to whatever you're doing, sewing, singing. Women have dreams and aspirations. They put them on hold when they have kids or when
Yep.
they get in a relationship. And
Yep.
they're all about that because they're
Yep.
emotional. But it's like, I see that. So I'm like, let me have something for you guys to say, I see you, and forget all that other stuff. Let's work on you, and let's make you the most healthiest, best version of yourself so you can be great, you know? And don't forget your dreams and goals, because parents stop. I know how kids can get you to just kind of stop, but keep doing
Yeah.
it. Keep doing it. Just because you got kids don't mean you can't do it.
Exactly. So why the name? What's the name mean?
So you don't have to have a crown to be a king or a queen. We're just walking around as kings and queens without crowns. So it's that simple. But it goes back in the ancient times, like people were gods and goddesses. Then we were kings and queens. Then we were just people, black and white. And then now we're just humans, and they're just like, let's get back to holding ourselves to those standards, you know?
Back to our roots.
Yeah, back to our roots of who we are. And that's what every culture had, that same type of setup. There's gods and goddesses, there's kings and queens of every culture, you know, and then there's a whole emperor, there's a whole empire of it, but now it's just households.
Yeah.
You know, in
Right.
communities. You know, they kind of chopped us down. They
Yeah.
chopped us down a lot. So I like to kind of always keep that reminder in the back of everyone's head of, you know, we're crownless, but we are kings. We are queens. We are kids that are the ones.
That's amazing. I want to show this video.
What video you got?
I have one more video to show. Where is it? It's of, well, let's see. First, let's do this. So you have this thing called the Hangout.
Oh, the hangout was dope. So every time we do something, we like to name it something cool.
Of course.
So the hangout it's like hanging out. It's hanging out for teenagers. Instead of calling it a late night, we called it a hangout. They
Okay.
come and you see what we have.
Food,
we did it
PS5,
all summer.
music, art, selfie stations, clothing
it all.
design,
Nail
station.
stations. You can
Connect with
connect
a
with a mentor,
mentor.
all that more. You could do whatever. We had everything.
Everything.
Everything. It was a one-stop shop. And we took trips. So we took them went to the waterfront a lot, walked the beach. We went to the mall. We went to the movies. We went to basketball games. We went to laser tag. We just did a lot of stuff, whatever they wanted. Really.
Right.
They was like, we don't want to be inside. We want to go to the movies. We're going to do it.
Okay.
And it was more than just that. Hangout was more than that. Because a lot of those kids are like, they were older. So they're like, I'm about to graduate, or I ain't got no car, I need a ride to the mall, or I need a ride to the game, or hey, Bryson Tiller's coming in town, can you take us? Or I don't got no haircut, or I don't have any shoes, or
Right.
I need to work out, can you come work me out? So it was a lot of that extra stuff, not just that, but it was
So
just.
it's a lot of what they want to do as far as things like this, but then it's also mental health, physical health, anything that gets them
anything. Yeah.
moving.
Yeah.
So let's play this video. I believe it's from your hangout. Oh,
Okay, this is the kickback.
kickback.
Okay, the kickback was fun.
It looks amazing.
I wanted to perform. So a lot of these artists, these are 15, 25, that's about the age. A lot of these artists was handpicked by the kids. I had the youth kind of, I did a workshop, and I had them perform in front of the youth. And I had the youth kind of do a, bump it or dump it. I had them do is it a hit or no? And they were moving people around, like basically setting the schedule for it. That's why they're all there.
This is more live than our shows.
Yeah, these are artists that they want to see.
Yeah.
They actually listen to their music every day. So they were like, bring this person from Tacoma, or bring this person from Seattle, or bring this person, because I listen. And a lot of the kids that saw the flyer, they were like, wait, so-and-so's performing? How are you getting that to happen? These are artists that I record and I have relationships with.
Right.
These artists don't know that. Those youth listen to their music. So this was kind of like the beginning of it. This was the connection of it.
Okay.
We set this up as a workshop, and it came from a grant. I got a grant and did a workshop / concert at the end. So the workshop was basically the kids watching everybody perform, and we also brought in Nudie, D Cruz, K Dub, Frankie Hustle. We brought in Roddy Mac. All these people were in the industry of music here and everywhere else. So you had your people that could do podcasts for you, your DJs. You had your fashion designers were there. There were some models there. There were videographers there. There was execs. There were playlist curators. People that
I wish I was a kid so
right,
I could be all like in this. What?
That right there, and I'm gonna do it for everybody else too, because people need to know about this show, and sometimes it's like, okay, we have to be all in one room, and then you could just get them all signed up and get and that's kind of how I played it, of being there, everybody being there, and then okay, you're on the hot seat. How do we get on the show? And where's the registration? And then now you got a whole bunch of people that are waiting to be on the show, and you got your stuff planned out, and then they have an outlet to come and, let their stuff off,
And that's one thing. We had actually talked about that a few months ago, where people don't really know how to get themselves, as far as media, they don't know how to promote
Get themselves out
themselves
there, the
or
marketing
get their, but the thing with that is, like Thursday night at the show, all these artists who I hadn't seen in a few years were like, "Oh, I got new music out. Why haven't you done a write up? Because you haven't sent it
You
to
haven't
me
said it. And that was one
through
thing.
the proper channels."
That was one thing that D Cruz is a curator. He has an Apple Music playlist. And and that was a question. How do we get on the playlist? And we give him the mic. And that's the first thing he said. Send your music.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for your music.
Right.
So you're not going to go looking for the people.
No, I'm not going to do the
They have to
work
come
for
to
you.
But they don't know that. They think that she's going to come and get me one day.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Right.
we had to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So there's no gray areas to where they know exactly what to do and they can do it correctly. Because a lot of the young artists and even the older artists don't know.
The older artists don't.
They don't know.
I feel like most of them know.
They want you to come get them.
They feel like they're special.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Come get me,
you
Jen,
may
and put
be
me
super dope, but I still need you. Because I forget things so much. If I don't have it in my calendar or in a note on my phone or something, I'm gonna forget.
It's called business, man.
You know,
Y'all gotta do business right.
Right.
But they don't know it, so we have to teach them.
Yeah.
And that's where that came from. The teaching part of how to get on that and how to the DJs, same thing. We ask the DJs, why ain't y'all playing local music? You're not sending the songs in, man. Send them the songs, edit. Send them 3 minutes. Don't send them no 10-minute song, cussing and all that. Send them a good song.
Right.
Don't just send the song you like. Send the song that's going to get the party started.
Right.
Like, there's certain ways to do it. And make sure that the DJ gets it. Like, ask them, follow up. Like, you get the song, you're going to play it, come out to the club and support the DJ. All of that. It all falls in place. So that's what that was. And then that just led to the show. Having that sit down of, just showing. And we even talked about how the money's split up and stuff like that in music, like how you get paid.
Right.
A lot of them didn't know you don't really get nothing.
Yeah.
You're really in the negatives when you're releasing on the streaming platform. So we have to figure out how to get money off of this elsewhere and stuff. So we did a lot of planning, strategizing, and I want to do it for the older group and everybody else. And once the artists were chose, these are the artists that the kids wanted to come to the show and to perform. And all of them dope, all of them great artists, got good following, and it was just the right type of music that those youth wanted to hear. These are artists that the youth listened to, but the artists never knew. All these artists, I asked them, who listens to your music? Who's a couple of those guys, 40, 50,000 views on their video, doing okay. They don't know who's downloading. They think it's all their homies. Oh, I'm going up. Everybody loves me. These are kids.
Yeah.
And you don't know that. They're not going to tell you because they're afraid. They're all shy when they see you, like, oh, that's so-and-so.
Right.
And
Starstruck.
they really are starstruck. And I had to find that out by hanging out with the kids. Once I started hanging out at the hangout with them, that's all they played. When we were working out, they just played local stuff. When we were chilling, they're just playing local stuff. They're playing the music that I'm engineering. So I'm like,
I know this artist.
I'm like, these are songs. I'm so close to this, and I'm seeing it. So I'm like, and I asked them, you guys want to watch these artists perform? I'm gonna do a party. Yeah, you could bring them. And that's when this started, the whole realm of it. Find a grant for it, get some money behind it, make it a thing. And I want to do it every summer to where it's last day of school. As soon as they get out, they come straight to this. And we gave them food. We had Wing Wizard with the food. We had Time Well Spent with the food. Chantel. We had Digital Dope Boys doing the interviewing. So after they got off the stage, they got interviews. I gave them the same type of treatment that I get as an artist. So they see that, what it takes.
Right.
The practice, everybody had to do 5 practices. Nice. They're in there dying. And in the interview, they're talking about it, how the practices was the hardest part. Because I don't want the show to look bad, and I don't want you to look bad.
Right.
Because I can take this stuff and I can get you booked at different shows, but I have to present it the right way. You can't be up there with 100 of your homies cussing and smoking guns and all that. So I was like, there's certain ways you have to do business to look a certain way. So a lot of those guys got to learn the process of being that A-list artist and being presentable to the public. So some of these artists, they got it, and I put them on other shows. Like, oh yeah, we had ETC there. We had Sips Clothing. We had 360 Photo Booth, One-on-One Friends.
You had
A
some
lot of
good
people.
media in there too.
A lot of media because they need that.
Yeah.
That's what's needed. So on the back end, they're able to build relationships with these people to have media after the show, like when they are doing stuff as artists, like videos and stuff. But
Right.
this led to, okay, after this, I did a sip and selfie, and then I did what's the name? The Hilltop Street Fair. I ran that entertainment for that.
Okay.
So I kind of was able to pick a couple artists off of this list because they had presentable music.
Okay.
They weren't cussing.
Right.
They had the right type of songs. So if we're talking community and kids, I can only do those artists. So there's a certain, if we're talking clubs and bars, then I can have the other type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
I basically played it like that. All the people that were community friendly, helped them get to the Hilltop Street Fair and perform. The Sip and Selfie, I had only R&B performances, so I had 4 R&B singers come and perform.
Nice.
And that was dope. That went well. So those are the events I'm going to be doing every summer. So next summer, get your music right. Get it together. Get those edited versions. Get the nice music. You have those songs. Just pick them and give them to me.
Right.
And when you give them to me, I'm going to book you. But I can't. It's like how you said, I had to go and search. That was the hard part. And
Yeah.
clicking on stuff, I'm like, man, you cussing in the first 3 songs. But I didn't go listen to the whole project because I'm
Right.
only seeing what's there and what's promoted.
Right. Exactly.
It's not the number one song on everybody's album, and the song that's always the first song is their most presentable, most marketable song. Put that out there, like,
Yeah.
do the YG Tooted and Booted. Don't do the YG my nigga.
Right.
Start with the commercial stuff and then build into your other catalog, because the commercial stuff is what they need to see. You gotta put it like this: I own a club. I'm booking artists. I look at your video. I don't know you.
Right.
If I see anything that scares me, anything that's like, I'm on $1 million business, anything that's gonna mess up this $1 million, I'm sorry, I gotta pass. But if I see it presented the right way, I can still mess with you and bring you in there.
Yeah.
But if you're that's why you gotta watch what you're putting out there, kind of, and how you're doing it. And I gotta do the same thing. We all do. Kind of watch it. We can't be doing too much and expecting people to accept us, and we get mad when they don't.
Yeah.
You can't be mad at the owners of these clubs out here because they're booking safely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Clubs don't stick around
and right now
much.
they don't stick around because we're
of-
just going in them and going crazy.
Man.
So it's like we gotta fix us too. We gotta
Yeah.
fix where we're presenting ourselves in order to get accepted or get our own.
And it's great that you're teaching the next generation that, because
Yeah.
we need it.
Yeah, for sure. That's a must. And to me, that's how we're gonna build unity in Washington.
Yeah.
It's not the homies that's around. Nobody cared. The homie is really hating.
Right.
it's your girls hating too, and your parents. It's really the kids. They love you.
Yeah.
They're gonna build the base for you, and they're younger. So as they grow, you grow, and that lifts you up. So you gotta focus on that
Yeah.
core first, and then go up. I could have did it and just been like, I got this money for the show, and I'm gonna just do me, L Rock, and all the hottest young shot,
Yeah.
but that wouldn't have. I feel like that wouldn't have got us better. There's a time for that, like the 10-day. That was the time for that.
And again,
Yeah.
that was an amazing event, because when Bo had said these are all artists he plays, this is his playlist.
Yeah.
If you got in his car, and I was like, that's incredible. And
Yeah.
all different types, R&B, rap, but different styles all across the board.
Yeah.
It was an amazing event.
Yeah, it was
Bo,
dope,
I
dope.
hope he does it. I hope he brings
That
it back.
has to be quarterly or yearly. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
certain events that we need all the time, and we need to make it just more us every time. It just
Yeah.
got to be more and more towards Tacoma and what we stand for. Don't try to mix it in with nobody else's culture. Use our culture.
Oh,
We
right.
have a certain type of culture here, and It's nice. It's artsy. It's lovely. It's love. It's not what everything else is.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we lean towards other states or other
Yeah.
groups of people and try to mimic stuff. We don't have to do that. We could be ourselves. I feel like what Kendrick Lamar did, we could do that. We have the talent to put on a show that big.
Yeah.
If we can unify and have something that big, and I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna definitely work on it because it's an idea. But
Right.
I want to do that. I want to have a big Tacoma Dome show with, from the young to the old, to the new, to whatever, singers, rappers, dancers. We got everything here. We got so much talent
Yeah.
that can't go unseen, and we all gotta pour them flowers, put the flowers out for them. We can't just, because you know how the world is. Everybody's going, so let's celebrate each other.
Yes, exactly. I was on your website last night, and you have this mentor portion.
Yeah.
What does it take for someone to become a mentor if they were interested?
So basically, it's just talking to me. It's just, I like to set up an interview to feel you out. Like,
Yeah.
what type of art do you do? Like, what do you want to do with these youth? Because youth is harsh. They're harsh. They'll tell you if you ain't right.
They're very
they'll
honest.
break you down. They're honest. They'll break you down. So I don't want to just throw you to the wolves.
Right.
You know, if I feel like, and I've done that. When I first started, I threw a lot of people to the wolves. And I would go check sites where my program's running and different schools. And the schools was like, some of the schools were like, great, these are great mentors. And some of the schools were like, and I come in and my mentor's in the corner and the kid's going crazy and he don't want to say nothing and he's scared. And I was like, oh man, they're throwing stuff at him. I'm like, this is crazy. They're clowning him. So I have to start interviewing. I started the interview process, and that's just sitting down talking to me, figuring out what type of art you like, what type of art you do, what you could do with them. Like, if you do cooking, I'll make you do a lot of the cooking courses and stuff like that. If you're good at sports, I'll bring you when it's the sport, to see where you fit at.
Right.
And a lot of mentoring is just grown-ups wanting to help.
Yeah.
That has a skill, like, and as simple as that. You could teach them how to do podcasts. Same thing. Like, there's all kind of different avenues,
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, stuff like that.
Nice. Okay. Let's see. What else do we need to hit on?
I feel like we covered a lot.
I know, right?
But personally wise, this was all business. I feel like it's a lot of business. Personally, me as a personal person, I love to laugh, man.
Yeah.
I be laughing. I didn't laugh enough in this. I usually be laughing. Don't get me started. I usually laugh a lot. I'm a vegan. I'm big on health. I'm big on traveling. I'm big on just knowing yourself and building who you are as a person, community. The health part is super big though. Like, I'm like, let's start eating right and putting the right things in our body and just being the right person that we're supposed to be. I meditate a lot. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
I love to travel and getting out of the country. I advise everybody to get. I'm gonna bring y'all.
We're
gonna go.
I need
You
to
gonna
get
that
my
passport.
passport.
We gonna go because you're gonna be like, I want to stay here.
Right.
You're not gonna want to come back to the States. It's like jail coming back. I promise you. You feel like you're going back into jail. It's like so many rules, and us here, we're just not. You'll see it when you go elsewhere. You're gonna be like, those people are happy and healthy and just fun, and
Right.
they only got $2 per month, and I got all this money and all these material things, and I'm just so negative and sad and depressed.
Exactly.
It's like, we got to stay up. But going to those places, that'll make you feel like that. That'll make you kind of change it up.
Yeah.
And they got different fashion. Stuff's cheaper. It's super cheap. Like, when I went to the Philippines, we stayed for like a month and a half almost, like a month or so and a half. I spent about $900 total. Stayed in like 3 different places, stayed in 3 different resorts. I went to a couple of different places. We flew somewhere else. I forgot where we flew. We flew twice to a different place.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And only $900. And I'm talking about
Like everything.
dinner to feed 10 people, $20. I'm talking about platters though, just
Goodness.
everything laid out, but $20. That's enough. you come to America, Vegas, $100 per person.
Right. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
So I mean, and it's fresher. Like health wise, we're eating so many chemicals out here. So I wanted to, I like to clean myself out. I like to go somewhere else. You just can't drink the water everywhere else. For some reason, I drank the water.
The water.
No, I drank the water. My first time I had a slushie and I drank the water. And it was all bad. I was on the toilet.
Oh no.
But I got up out of it. I didn't want it. I was trying to figure out how long it lasts. It didn't last that long. And in other countries, like, I know in the Philippines, there was a lot of lady boys. You got to watch that. Because it's not a man, it's a woman. It looks like a woman, though. But they're waiting in front of the clubs, waiting for you, like, waiting for you for your drunk ass to wobble out the club. I see somebody, the lady boys had him. You know I was laughing. The lady boys had him. He was going,
goodness.
help. He was saying, help, I don't want to go with them. And they had him. So that's the type of stuff you got to look out for in other countries. Like, it's going to be something weird getting to you. Not no man, not a whole bunch of dudes. It might be a lady boy that grab you, a strong woman.
Oh my goodness.
But Costa Rica's so crazy, everybody has a BBL. It's BBL central. There's so many BBLs that the mannequins have BBLs.
What? No.
I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. The mannequins have the butts and the boobs and they're skinny in the middle because it has to match what people
Oh,
are.
right.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
if you just put a regular mannequin up with the
crazy.
pants, then the girls ain't gonna buy it. They're gonna be like, this ain't gonna fit me.
Right.
But if you put it on a BBL and they see it fits right, they're gonna buy it. So a lot of the stuff is just
Wow.
like, it's BBL central. It's crazy out there. It's crazy. And there's hood out there. There's mafia out there. There's people like that's American. They own clubs. That's another thing I want to do. I want to own a club in another country. It's cheap, probably like $1,000 a month.
Oh wow.
Probably, and you can get a full bar, all that, strip pole, all that, DJ booth, all that, right on the beach. You hear that? Let's do it. That's the type of stuff that, that's besides the music that I'm just like, okay, when I
Yeah.
travel, I'm looking for property sometimes. I'm looking for
Right.
residency. Because if I could live cheaper in another country and have a job remotely or still do what I do,
Yeah.
it's all good. I won't have to move a finger. I can just be, And there's people out there that do live like that. They live in other countries, but they're working America remotely through the internet. So that's another thing to look at, just giving gems. You feel me?
Right. Right. I knew you'd be an amazing guest.
Yeah.
Now I did want to ask real quick, all your events that you throw through your nonprofit, are they free? Because when I was scrolling through, I kept saying free.
Everything's free what I do. I don't want to
Excellent.
charge the community nothing. I don't want to charge the kids nothing. I don't want to charge nobody anything. So a lot of the stuff is just like, we get grants. So I'll
Right.
get a grant like that. The event that we did after the last day of school, the kickoff, the kickback, that was a grant that we got, and we were able to maneuver that event through the grant. So everything had to be free. But
Right.
usually when we do stuff, we try to have some type of funding to do it, instead of just, a lot of people just come out of their pocket and be like, I'm giving back.
Yeah.
I'm doing it out of my pocket. And that's like, great job. That's great. I love that. But, you can get paid. They're supposed to pay you to do this. And
Right.
you're not supposed to just help the community. You are, but there's a way where you could get confiscated for your hard work. There's people that are in years and years of doing for the community and still haven't got no type of dollar, but they
Right.
don't know
That it's available,
the ways
the
that it's
resources.
available. So yeah.
Nice.
And that's another thing. If anybody needs to know anything about nonprofits, how to get them started, anything, I do that too. That's a most definitely thing. I definitely do that. That's easy to do. I did start I started a vegan page, Tacoma Vegans. Everybody go follow it. I cook too. I cook my
Okay.
vegan food and I sell it online sometimes, and I sell my sauces and stuff sometimes and all that when I have time. But that's been booming throughout the summer. That was booming because I could cook
Yeah.
real super good. Like better than any girl, mom, grandma. No, you don't understand. I don't just be. I don't like nobody's food, and people that eat my food don't like nobody's food but mine. So it's like
Nice.
You know, that's another thing, you know.
Okay, so we need a Mac Dris cookbook.
Yeah, you definitely, you going to love that. Because that helps you, that's going to help you lose. That's a good idea. Make the cookbook.
Mac Dris Health Guide.
Health guide. Yeah, there we
I
go.
with the Mac Dris Health Guide for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Every time I ate something, this nigga look at you and be like, you know you should eat that.
Right, yeah. All the time, right. Burgers, he just eat whatever, salty cows, just, it's crazy. Just
That nigga Mac Dris used to be
pus. Hey, you bite the chicken, the little juice that come out, that's pus, fam.
Oh, man.
This is what he would do.
Ew.
This is what he would do. We go out to eat.
He got the pus on his cheek.
He would do this all the time.
Oh, that's gross.
The blisters, that's a blister. Would it bubble up?
Are you sure, bro?
It's a blister.
Look what you eating, bro. Yeah.
Are you sure though? No, for real, because they'll just put anything. A patty could be anything. A hot dog, no, stay
man.
away. Ham is booty. Remember that. That's butt. That's the butt part of the. If you look it up, it's the butt. I'm trying to tell you. Bacon is the gooch. You got to know what you're eating. You got to know what you're eating. That's why I read the labels.
Yeah.
I make sure I know. And as kids, we just grew up just eating whatever our parents put in our face. If we
food
would
now
have
is
knew,
worse.
if I would have knew that was a cow, I would have never touched a burger. If I would have knew that's a chicken, I would have been like, nah.
That's so crazy. I grew up in the country.
I'm not eating that,
You
fam.
can say it was black though, because it was a little bit less. The chicken was a little bit less than the cow. He was like,
Right.
nah.
Right. I had to think about it, like, because after you get the plucking, I mean, it looks cool when you fry it up, but if I had to watch it do the plucking and chop it off and all, I would have been like, nah. And it'd be kind of stinky. Smell in the meat department next time you go.
Oh, no, I don't even want to.
Fish don't smell good at all, though.
No, I don't.
Fish don't smell good at all, regardless. Fish is
No,
funny.
I thought I was hungry. Never mind.
Milk is crazy, too. Milk is real crazy to drink. Now, if you're drinking milk as an adult, hey, you see how they sneak the milk on us? They do the milk in the schools. That's messed up, school district. They do it with every meal. Nuggets with milk, pizza with milk, burger with milk. It's like, that don't go with none of that. That goes on cereal, and that's it. That goes with a cookie, and that's it. It's like, we're over milked. It's crazy. By the time we're in 8th grade, it's all bad, bro. Too much milk in us. But yeah, that's the type of stuff I be looking at in life sometimes. I'll be like, man, something ain't adding up. I was big on just drinking waters and having my own juice for a reason. And I hated the kid that always had a milk in his pocket. You know those kids like, why you got that warm chocolate milk still?
Oh, wow.
I love it. But let me get off them people, though. Let me get off. I'll get off the food. Let's move
Yeah,
on
because
and
I thought I was hungry. Now
Right,
I'm not so
right.
sure. Man.
Oh, man.
All right. I think we have to wrap up.
Yeah,
I think,
let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. That was
unfortunately,
fun.
I could sit here and talk with you forever
Right.
about all of this. But Dris, tell people where they can find you.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram, DA_MAC23. That's the Mac 23 with the underscore before the DA, or after the DA. What else I got? Facebook, Idris Joyce, and Mac Dris, both of them. Idris Joyce for nonprofit stuff. Krownless Kids is on Facebook also. Krownless Kings is on Facebook. Krownless Kings 253 on Facebook is my nonprofit. I have KK Productions Media, which is all my videography stuff. There's nothing on there yet because it's not time. When it's time, I'll post everything on there and I'll start accepting clients. But
Okay.
until then, it'd have to be a DM and I would have to like personally want to do it. Everything else, what else? What else platforms is out there? YouTube, Mac Dris. Any type of music is all online. Mac Dris, MACDRIS. That's about it.
Okay. Yep. And all of your music and your nonprofit information will be linked. You have a website too.
Yep. Got website, KrownlessKings.org.
Okay. All of that will be linked on the website.
Phone number 253. That's like I'm playing.
When this interview drops, everything will be on the website as well through links. I don't know if you've seen the website at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll have everything on there. as well as the YouTube description. Dris, thank you so much for being here today.
Gracias.
It's been so great.
Peace and love to the people, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course,
Appreciate
of course. This was long overdue. Everybody, thank you for watching this show. I hope you got a lot of information out of it. I know I did. Go ahead and follow Word on the Beat at Word on the Beat 1. That's Word on the Beat, the number 1, on all social media. I want to shout out my amazing producer, L-Rock. You can find him on all social media and music platforms at Long Live L-Rock, L-R-O-C. What else? We are shooting out of the LX3 Collective Studio in Tacoma, Washington. We do podcasts, videos, photography. We have a studio upstairs with 2 amazing producers and engineers that we can connect you with. So yeah, if you need anything, let us know. Again, thanks for watching. Dris, thanks for being here. And stay tuned for the next one.
See y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course.
Thanks for watching the Word on the Beat talk show. Be sure to follow us on all social media at Word on the Beat 1. That's Word on the Beat with the number 1. And visit our website at wordonthebeat.net for more updates and content. See you next time.